Is your house boring or drab, or does it look like everybody else's house that you see? If you answered yes to any of these questions, please stick around because I have 5 amazing tips that are gonna make your house stand apart and be individual to you and look amazing. All right, tip number 1 is to choose things that people aren't choosing. So I'm not suggesting that you go way off in left field and choose things that are out of style or that nobody is doing. But my point is that people are doing one thing, just veer a little bit to the other direction, and that will make your home look a bit more unique. So for instance, if everyone is doing satin nickel in their house, which I don't think they are, but let's just say everyone's doing satin nickel, which they were doing a few years ago. You could just do polished nickel. Why this works is because it's just a slight departure from what the trend is, what everyone is doing, that makes yours look just a little bit different and a little more thought about, but not exactly what everyone else is doing. And not everyone is drinking Diet Coke. I'm like 1 minute in and I'm already beyond thirsty. I usually can get through half the video. Okay, and my shoes are killing me. These are so, I'm gonna take these off. Such cute shoes. These are Tony Bianco. They are so pretty. I already wore them for a few hours today and my feet are not happy with me. They are like an exact dupe for the Bottegas. So these were like 100 or 200 off of Revolve. So I'll leave a link because they are stunning, but don't expect to work on your feet all day. But for, 2 or 3 hours, they're good. Okay, shoes off, Diet Coke inhaled, so here we go. For my personal example, behind me are shelves, and these, I have 2 spaces right here, and they were like begging for built-ins, and everyone is doing built-ins, and built-ins kind of come and go, and I drew up plans for several built-ins. I just wasn't feeling it. I felt like I wanted a piece of furniture. Honestly, because everyone was saying to do built-ins, it made me really not want to do them. And that's probably just because I'm antagonistic maybe and like to do the opposite. But I think it does work in home decor sometimes, that it makes your house look like yours, one of a kind. So choose what people aren't choosing. That's my tip number 1. Tip number 2, and this is to choose furniture pieces and home decor that are show-stopping. And what I mean by that, it could mean anything. It could be very specific to you, but that the piece is architectural, or it has asymmetry, or it has, I don't know what it is, but it's that piece that when you walk by it in a store, you do like a double take, like, oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. And sometimes you have to pay up for these pieces. Sometimes because they're not just generic, a designer went into them. But sometimes you can find them at places like Target and H&M and who knows where. But be on the lookout. And when you see those pieces, sometimes they're kind of odd, and that's what makes them interesting. And it could be a piece of art. It could be a photo. I remember I had a picture of a can of Diet Coke, and every time someone came over, they would ask, why do you have a picture of a can of Diet Coke on your shelf? And it was a great conversation starter. It taught them what I value most in life. Just kidding, but seriously. But it could be anything. So it could be, or even like this David over here. Even this David piece is a little bit interesting. There's a little bit of a story behind it. Or this little picture, I love that it's like diminutive and small, is a picture of my grandparents on their, I think it's on their wedding day or thereafter. So sometimes it could be a little precious piece like that, or a chair that is so architectural and different and maybe even weird that makes people go, that's interesting. You want that piece to be something that someone will either go over and look at or mention or take notice of or look twice or compliment you on. And that's the pieces you want to incorporate into your house. Now, I wouldn't say to make your whole house pieces like this, because then your house becomes very eclectic, unless that's what you're going for, that's what your design style is. But if you're anywhere from traditional to transitional to modern contemporary, I would just say sprinkle in a few of these conversation head turner type pieces. Another one is this bowl back here, which I've mentioned a million times how much I love this bowl. I get compliments on it all the time. And that leads me to not my next point, but a small giveaway I want to do. So I was shopping at Target.com. This has been unavailable and it sold out months ago, but somebody probably returned 3 of these, and these were at a Target 20 minutes away from me, and I hopped in my car to get there before it closed at 10 p.m. and I have 3 of them now. And well, I have 4. I want to give one away to my mother, who I mentioned in my last video was wanting to steal mine and I wouldn't let her. So I'm gonna surprise her with one of them. And that's why I had to get it before it closed last night, was A, someone could have purchased them and they'd be gone, and B, she gets back from out of town tomorrow. So I wanted to make sure I had it for her to surprise her. And then the second one I want to give to a subscriber who, I hope they don't mind that I'm calling them out by name. Her name is Lilia, and I want to give, if she wants it, I guess. I'll see if she wants it first or doesn't already own it. But she is a subscriber who, from like my very first video or 2, she comments on every video, she watches every video, and I just want to say thank you to her for supporting my small channel and watching. I appreciate you. So one of those bowls is yours if you want it. I'll reach out to you. And then the third one, I want to make it a giveaway, and all you have to do is be subscribed to me and just write a comment with your Instagram handle so I can find you, and I'll do, there's like automated things that can pick someone at random, so I'll make sure to do that. I'm newer to YouTube, I've never done a giveaway, but I was researching like the rules and regulations and laws of Nevada. There's a lot of things to consider, and I like to be a rule follower, and my husband's an attorney, so he's like, you better read all the fine print. So anyway, so my attorney husband is making sure that I'm reading all the fine print. I don't want to do anything wrong, so I will leave apparently YouTube makes you leave like official rules. I'll do that down in the description box, but there's not that many rules. Just subscribe and leave a comment. So I just wanted to say thank you to my viewers. I'm so glad I found this bowl. Because I found 3 of them, I felt like it was the perfect first giveaway for my channel. So thank you to Lilia for being a loyal subscriber, and then the lucky 3rd person that gets one, and then my mom, of course. Okay, let's get back to the video. So my 3rd tip is to choose oversized big pieces. And I think oftentimes we think we're being economical and we buy a smaller piece of furniture, and then when we actually bring it home, we could have gone bigger and bolder. Certainly you have to take into account the size of your house, the space that you have. So this might not be a universal rule, but I would say at least choose a few pieces that are bigger. Even if you have a small apartment, use all your vertical space. Like get a huge mirror that goes nearly to the ceiling. And these pieces are often investment pieces. So this is where the splurging may have to occur, is on these kinds of pieces, but you only need to do it a couple times. And if you want inspiration, go to a local restoration hardware, which you know is my favorite if you've been on my channel, or just look at their website. You will see that they go big or they go home. Everything they do is big. The artwork is big, the couches are big, the mirrors are big, the beds are big. Everything is oversized. And obviously, most people's homes cannot accommodate the whole house being restoration hardware sized pieces of furniture, but I'm pretty sure that you could buy 1 or 2 of those pieces, or from somewhere else. You don't have to get them from restoration hardware, but be on the lookout for oversized pieces. And you could do this on a budget. You could make your own artwork that's oversized. So just try to think in your house, whether it's an oversized couch or an oversized rug or an oversized artwork or mirror, and pick that 1 thing or 2 things, and it will go a long way in your space, I promise. Even if your space is small, don't be afraid to just go a little bit bigger, but just be creative with your space and your heights and what you can do with an oversized piece of furniture. On to tip number 4 for making your home unique and individual, and that is to add layers and layers of texture, materials, and different kinds of things. So just look behind me and look at what I have going on. So right here I have marble. This is my fireplace. Then I have black painted oak wood shelves, which add a level of warmth and texture. Then I have a warm cement planter. And then below me at my feet are gray cement floors. I'll try to pan down, let's see. Then below my feet is a jute rug and cement floors. I think I get you back to how you were. Close enough. Is that close enough? So those different layers and textures are what make a home unique. I've seen homes where everything is beige and they have wood floors and wood cabinets and wood furniture, and any one or two of those things is perfectly fine and gorgeous, but it's when every single thing is the same color. There's no contrast, there's no variation, there's no texture. So I'm all about high contrast, black and white. I'm all about soft materials like a jute rug and the warm cement color mixed with the cool marble and the white walls. And or this yummy throw. You need to run to Target and get this. So soft, so yummy, this warm color. They also have this in like a grayish navy color. So if you have more of a cool home, like a cool colored home, I kind of wanted to get more of these because they're so soft. I think these are gonna sell out. A yummy throw and boucle and leather and mixing all these yummy materials, a linen pillow. Any combination that you want is fine, but the whole point is to consider changing it up. Change up colors, change up textures, change up material. I know Studio McGee had these like soapstone bookends, and that little bit of different kind of stone adds a cool layer to your house. So don't be afraid to mix metals. You can easily mix two metals. You could do brass and stainless steel, easy. Getting to mix three can be done. Studio McGee does it. If done well, it can be amazing, but just make sure you know what you're doing. You can mix two, easy peasy, you can do it. And that just makes your house look a little less uniform, a little less cookie cutter, because if you go into like a track home, they just put the same hardware in the whole house. But when you change out your light to be a matte black, but then your hardware pulls in your kitchen are brass, that starts adding individuality and interest. And I love that kind of combination in a house. And my fifth and final tip to make your home individual and unique is to add in plants. And you've been on my channel a little bit. I'm sorry if you don't like the plant things. What's interesting is YouTube has been like, your recent content people aren't liking as much. Do what used to get you more views. It's like, I don't care what used to get me more views. I want to talk about what I want to talk about, and that's plants. So I just have fallen in love with the greenery and bringing nature inside. Here's one plant that's dying, but it still adds greenery. Here's another ficus Audrey. I have fiddle figs all around my house. And there's just something that breathes life into a house when you have a real plant. And if you can't do real, faux is fine. If you can do real, try to learn how to take care of it. Start small, start cheap, and test the waters a bit before you start killing expensive plants. If you buy a mature plant, it can be expensive, and if you're killing it left and right, I get it. So don't do that. Start with faux and ease your way into real plants. But they just are an easy way to decorate your house and adds such a statement. It adds life, and I've actually found it's kind of a stress reliever to like take care of my plants. I get kind of in a Zen calmness as I go about like the daily routine of checking each plant, seeing what each plant needs. I think it's very therapeutic. And because not everyone is willing to commit the time that it takes and the learning that it takes to take care of plants, people don't have real plants. So therefore your home is different than a lot of people's because you have a real plant. That kind of makes sense. I think you will fall in love with it if you give it a try. If you want to know my recommendations for starter plants, just leave a comment and I'll comment back to you what plants I would start with. If you want to win, just leave a comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed. Asterisk, you live in the US and you are 18 and over, and everything else will be down below. But these are beautiful, and I'm sorry if you missed out on them. Here's your one final chance to get one of them. Not really. I'm sure you can go to Poshmark and pay a fortune. But thanks for watching. Check out this video up here if you want more helpful decor tips, and I'll see you over in that video. Bye-bye.